We're not a multicultural nation. Multiculturalism is killing us. There are many cultures, but that's not our motto. Our motto is e pluribus unum, out of many, one. A house divided falls. Notice what your church does as conversion. You take the best of everybody, but then you set a standard and say, this is who we are. If you believe Jesus Christ is God, he said this is his word, I would like to recommend from this day forward that we create a third great awakening in the United States of America. I would like to recommend from this day forward that we begin to fight like actual men and women of God. I would like to recommend that from now on you start finding a Bible if you don't have one and bring it to church and get off your phone and have to pick it up and actually find a page like you're literate. I'd like you to actually act like we are ready to fight and die for the living God. I'd like you to assume that this time, I'm not going to leave this church getting inspired and then walk right back into the world I was. This time, I'm going to get on my knees and say, God Almighty, I haven't been who I should be, but from this day forward, I will give you everything. When I have a chance, everywhere I go, I will say Jesus Christ is God. And when they hate me, I can praise you because you promised me that the definition of Christianity, one proof that you're an actual believer is they'll hate you. If nobody's hating you for your faith, you don't have any to hate. I know. You came here to laugh tonight. Sucks to be you, doesn't it? Guys, let me make it simple. We're in a bad way in America. I do not worship the United States of America. I worship God Almighty. But I am grateful and will defend the greatest nation the world has ever known. That I'll do. Join me or don't. I don't care. I'll do it by myself. We got a country so ridiculous that the founding fathers said this: we find these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, amongst which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, these guys had slaves at that time. Everybody did in the world. Everybody did in the world. That we didn't invent it. It's been happening forever. By the way, who's more immoral? Someone who buys a slave or someone who sells one? Every slave that was bought from the sub-Saharan Africa was bought from black tribes that stole other black tribes and sold them. Everybody's guilty is what I'm saying. Everybody's a sinner. Everybody's a sinner. Founding fathers could have said this: women couldn't vote, and Africans had no citizenship, so they couldn't vote either. They had absolute power. They could have made any rule they wanted. We find these truths to be self-evident, that all white men are created equal. Could have done it. It was their land, their world. And they were foolish enough to say, no, we're going to create a document so powerful that it will force us to have to change our behavior too. Making an excuse for slavery? Nope, it's immoral. You know where he found that the immoral of slavery? It's in the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not steal. You steal a man and make a slave out of him, you've stolen his dignity and his freedom. It's a breaking of the 10 Commandments, the greatest document in human history to tell us how to rule our lives. You have to be constantly be aware of what you believe, because it can happen. If somebody tells you something long enough, if somebody shows you something long enough, you begin to accept it as truth. You know, kind of like this idea of separation of church and state was in the Constitution. That's what people told us, and we've accepted that. But guess what? It was never in the Constitution. It was never in the Constitution. Separation of church and state had nothing to do with the Constitution. Jefferson and everybody else had said that we want government out of religion, and we want religion to be part of our heritage, because this is what made America great. Stay out of our way. This is America.
supposed to rule, not one judge that decides he's going to implement his liberal agenda ideology on the rest of us. It's a democracy. And if judges are going to start getting political, then they should be given term limits like politicians and removed if they're not going to listen to the Constitution.